Well, hello there, friend. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. This is Andrew Najera with Drew Installs Hardware. Here we are installing a timely Knockdown Sidelight frame. Here I'm laying out the mullion bracket. We have a 36-inch door, so the mullion bracket center line is 37 inches. Do yourself a favor and lay it out at about 37 and a 16th or 37 and an 8th. You will not be disappointed. Now put your mullion brackets in. Not that one, guy. Move it to the other side. That's the skinny side. Okay, there we go. And they say put in the screw that you put in at a 45 first. So do that next time, because there's a little V-notch where you can line them up perfectly, but hey, you know what? I did it this way. It worked out. So we're putting the mullion brackets in at 37 and a 16th, maybe 37 and an 8th. A little bit of extra room is not going to hurt you. There's Sasquatch sighting. If you saw Sasquatch, comment Sasquatch. I don't know how to spell that, so never mind. So we're going to pop this head up there. I recorded one of these videos earlier with the tripod mount. This is a point of view mount. You can check them out. I'm going to put a screw up through that adjustment hole just to hold the head up. That's all. Not setting the head, just holding it up so it doesn't fall down. Now I'm putting the hinge jam on, kicking that in, pulling the head down to it. Hinge jam's on the floor. Gonna pull the head down to that. What's next? Let's do the sidelight jam. Okay, sidelight jam. Gonna kick that in. I like to keep that. Usually I'm pushing that one up a little bit higher than it needs to be so that I can get the bottom sill in and get the tab on the bottom sill tucked up into the sidelight jam. I'm just putting a couple temp screws. Here's the bottom track or the bottom channel, and as you saw in the other video, I let that float until we've got the door swung. So we could set it now, but a lot of times the framing's not lined up with itself, so we're gonna let it float here for a little bit. Here's the bottom sill, and I'm marking the door side, which is gonna be the glass side. I'm gonna drill a hole right under where the glass is gonna go. So you're not gonna, nobody will see this hole ever. It's gonna be covered by the glass and then the glass stop. But I'm drilling myself a hole here because I'm gonna, after I swing the door, I'm gonna pin that bottom assembly so that the cross sight is exactly where it needs to be. And I don't think I drill that a hole 3/4, maybe 7/16. I tap those, the tabs where the mullion's gonna be, I tap those in, and then I pull the tabs where it goes to the wall. I pull those out so that it will kind of slip over the wall, and then hopefully it'll tuck into the mullion. Here comes the mullion. Okay, get that in place. Right here I make a really critical error, and I'm not going to realize it till later, but you know what, that's the way it goes. And you'll see that here in just a little bit. So here I'm going to take out my little temporary screws that were just holding everything up while I was kicking it in, and then I'm just going to pull everything tight down to the ground basically, and we'll see where we're at with the laser. You're hearing some high-pitched nonsense in the background. Apparently I was listening to a podcast on my little bone conduction headphones, and I'm guessing that transferred all the way through the recording, which is kind of funny. But if you can tell what podcast I'm listening to, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I know which podcast it was, so if you're right, I'll let you know. So here it looks like I lifted that up a 16th, which I don't think is going to be enough. because let's put it this way, because floors are uneven, very uneven. Let's say you need to raise a frame a 1/16 of an inch. That basically means you need to use an 1/8 inch shim, because you may already be able to, because of the unevenness of the floor, you may already be able to slip a 1/16 inch shim under it just as it sits. So I guess I should learn that it's better to go a little bit more. Here I'm just lining up my laser on those screw holes because I know I'm level between the mullion and the hinge jamb. I just want to make sure I'm straight. So I'm running screws in. So I've got the top door side locked in as far as the hinge side, the head, and now I'll do the Sidelight jamb. I need it to come up a little, I can see, so I'm tapping up on that little adjustment slot, which is going to be underneath. It'll be underneath the trim, so you can just put a pry bar on it too. Now I'm just going to go to the opposite side. See, I probably tagged the sheetrock there by my tip slipping off. You're gonna see that a couple more times probably. That'll be some touch-up. There'll just be a little touch-up. So me and Stu are communicating with hand signals. I can tell from his hand signals he's asking for a zip-it anchor. A zip-it anchor or a little sheetrock anchor. So, okay. So now I've got the top set, so I'm gonna line up my green laser with that top screw hole. And then I'm going to make the bottom screw hole match the top screw hole. And, oh, looked like it was need a little persuasion. And I persuaded it enough. And so, yep, a little bit more persuasion. So, yeah. I'm just lining up that green laser. I line it up on that top screw hole on the hinge leg jamb. And then I make the rest of those screw holes match it. I guess I didn't do it in there, or I can't tell exactly what I did there, but yeah, it just needs to line up. That's it. And that's why it's probably Timely tells you the very first step of the instructions is check the rough opening. Make sure your rough opening is the right width and height. So it needs to be 1.25 inches wider than the frame, and it needs to be 1 inch taller than the frame. So as long as that happens, you can make it work. So now, lining up that green laser on that top screw hole, and then just making sure it's straight all the way down. Oh wait, there's my buddy Noah. I better talk to him before I post this, but Noah's a super cool dude. He restores comic books, which I know nothing about, but I've seen some of his work and it's pretty cool. Seems complicated, but yeah, he's good at it. All right, so what are we doing next? Okay, we finished the opposite of the door side. Got that locked in because we had already locked in the door side, so lock in the opposite side. I think I'm going to swing the door next. I would put the trim on and swing the door next. I think that's what there we go. Good job, True. Put the head trim on first. Pop her on. Get her centered. Doesn't sound like it's going on easy. This is like some aluminum powder coated trim, which is not the normal trim you get with the Timely's, but it's kind of like, I guess, it's a look, or it's a yeah, it looks cool. It's just it does not go on as easy as some of the other trims. So that's what bugs me. I think on this video I missed a clip. I can tell I missed a clip, and I missed a clip the whole time. It's on the hinge leg. It's about 2.5, 3 feet up, and yeah, every time I see this, we missed it. But anyway, if I went to the job to this day, that clip's probably not clipped on, but whatever. Okay, we're swinging the door. Apparently, I don't know who I'm talking to, but you might be able to hear me fastly talking to somebody. Maybe I'm on the phone. Oh, I am on the phone. Yeah, I was talking to my buddy Travis. Oh my goodness. Travis is calling me with a little update about a different project. Here we're just screwing off the door. Alright, let's see what it looks like. I don't think this work goes very well. From what I remember, I don't think this goes very well. Oh gosh, let's see. I don't even think the door closes, honestly. Oh gosh, what happens? Oh, there goes Stu. Yeah, I'm hitting the mullion. Okay, I'm hitting the mullion. Oh, still hitting the mullion. Okay, what do we do now? Well, I'm kind of kicking that bottom assembly over. The numbers should, you know, according to the numbers, we're good, but obviously we're hitting the mullion, so what do we do? I think I'm on the phone a lot today, so I'm trying to, it's like, make a little room. So I think what happened was originally these rough openings were too wide. They shrunk them down, and then they ended up being a little bit too big, or too tight. But we made it work. So now I'm putting a screw in the bottom track, or the bottom sill, and you see that sill raise up as I put that screw in. It's like pressing against the bottom channel. It's just like lifting it up with the pry bar there on the clip, but run those screws in. It's nice. It holds because I have that bottom track floating also. It holds that bottom track down, so it kind of locks everything in a little bit more than it's already locked in, if that makes sense. But you're gonna see here pretty soon that I realize I messed up pretty bad when I get to the other side. So the mullion is supposed to go over the bottom sill, and it's over the bottom sill. It's over the bottom sill on this side, but on the other side it is not over the bottom sill. And so you'll see I have to kind of decide what I'm gonna do. Anyway, here I'm taking my laser and I am just making sure that that leg is straight. If I line it up with the top screw hole and it lines up with the bottom screw hole, it's straight. Or if it's not lining up in the middle, give it a little tap and then line it up. You can use just a level too. The laser to me is really convenient, and so far it's worked really well for me. Now I'm pretty close to here. I'm gonna realize I got a problem. So yeah, that bottom mullion is outside, or the bottom sill is outside the mullion. So the bottom sill tabs are outside of the mullion, and so I need to decide what I'm gonna do. I try to just make it work, but I realize here it's not gonna work, and I gotta undo it and make it right. So I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna take the other stuff out. I was really frustrated because this was like the second or third one of these I had done during the day, so in my mind it was gonna be like really fast, but I made a few mistakes on this one. So, and I didn't even realize why it wasn't coming undone, but it's because there's a tab on the bottom sill that I engaged up into that Sidelight, and even the instructions say to remove that tab, but I was like, I'm making the video, I want to leave that tab in because I usually just pull it off, but I don't think you're supposed to. No, the instructions say pull it off. Come on, Drew, read the instructions, man. Instructions are the most important thing. If you ever do that with a pry bar, just do not damage the wood door. Oh my goodness. Drew, come on, guy. Anyway, think we make it through this install. It was a little... Oh, there's the Sasquatch. He's asking me for something. I'm giving him some instructions. He's refusing the instructions, telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. And I say, well, Stu, please, just for, you know, humble me and just please do what I say. But, you know, he goes and does his own thing. But he's really good at it. And that's why he's, you know, that's why he's the best. But apparently, I think I hear him talking to myself, talking about Stu. He can't hear me. I'm just like venting to myself like a chipmunk. It's almost censored because it's so fast, so you don't have to bleep the expletives. JK. Yeah, so, you know, if I was choosing one to do as a POV install, probably wouldn't have been this one, but this is how it went. I'm probably telling Stu about some of the things I ran into, trying to help him maybe avoid it on the next one. Yeah, I'm telling him the rough openings are tight, so just slam that. If you can get the hinge leg plumb by slamming it against the framing, slam it, because it's just gonna help you in the end. So yeah, they were kind of in between numbers here on these rough openings, so they got I think they got a much solider install by going a little bit tighter, but yeah, we had to kind of adjust for that. Now we're gonna trim her out. Let's do it. Some of these tiny frames come with miter guards. I don't know why they do or why they don't, or when they don't, why they don't, but yeah. There goes the head, outside in. Always the outside in. And these were some like really weird powder coated. Yeah, they were the powder coating, I think, makes it a lot more difficult for them to pop on easily. And if you try to force it, it just basically gets to the point you cannot put it on then, so just be careful. I like the skinnier trim a little bit, it's a lot easier. I think Stu keeps trying to talk to me while I'm working, and that's why I'm just like try to work far away from him as much as possible. Just kidding, Stu. I got you. Yeah, we're talking. Okay, all right, yeah. Yep, moving on. So the look at the profiles on these mullion trims, because there is an inside and an outside. Don't try to put it on the other way. And there's also one that has strike prep. Yeah, so look at those. Look at how it's built and pop it on that way. So we still have that bottom sill is still floating. Oh yeah, I remember this. So I end up pulling that little tab that it clips around. I pull that tab out just a little bit. The tab comes out a little bit, and then it clips on. Let's see. I'm like, oh yeah, no, my screw is in the way. The screw is in the way of it sitting flush. Come on, Drew, put that screw in a little bit further. You should know that. Now, yep, that trim just popped on super easy because the screw is out of the way. Good job. Well, I thought Stu was setting a frame, so oh yeah, he's helping me now. He's helping me make sure I pin it where it's gonna be. The Sidelight is the cross sight's perfect, so it goes straight up and down. It's a very nice sound, very relaxing. drop a little pin in there, set it. Yeah, so hopefully you can kind of get a better view of how I let that bottom track kind of float until the door's up. You know, how wide the frame is and how tall the door is could have some bearing on the cross sight. If I just put that bottom track in line with the wall, a lot of times that is not gonna be, you're not gonna have a door that lines up with that. So that's one reason we have done it this way, where we can set that after the door swung. So, and then the glazers can come in behind and they can put their glass in, just because that's how it's done in our business. So check it out. Reveal. We're looking. Oh yeah, we like that reveal. It's looking good. Man, this has been fun. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks for your time. And I did not like how long it took me, but hey, that's the way it goes. We'll catch you on the next one.